What's up, everybody? Matt Gajewski here, back again with the Awesemo team, talking some college football ahead of the Army-Navy game. We are brought to you by our friends at PrizePicks, and we will be discussing a few player props from the game today. But before we get started, make sure to hit the thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you know when this and all other content goes live. Heading over to our friends at PrizePicks, it's a very interesting week. Obviously, it's a single game, so the props are somewhat limited, but there's still quite a bit on the board here. Two triple option teams facing each other. Army is a 7.5-point favorite in a game with just a 34-point total, but that doesn't mean we can't exploit some edges here. And there's a few I want to dive into in particular. First and foremost, we have an Army team platooning quarterbacks. They are going to use both Tyler Tyler and Christian Anderson. Anderson's been hurt for most of the year, but when healthy, he's been the starter and he's been the engine of the offense. And we've seen competitive games. The snap share will tilt Christian Anderson's direction. So seeing him projected with 32.5 rushing yards compared to 49.5 for Tyler is a stark difference to me. I will be hitting the over on Christian Anderson's rushing prop here. Navy is also a team that has struggled against the run, and while their rushing yards per game doesn't suggest that they're very vulnerable, they just play really slow, so teams don't have as many opportunities. When you look at things like Pro Football Focus grades, Navy is easily outside the top 75 rush defenses in the country, so Anderson should be able to exploit this behind Army's triple option rushing attack. From here, I think there's a couple other rushing props that we can exploit, and the first one is going to be the second one, I should say, is going to be James Harris for Navy. He's technically the backup fullback here for Navy, but 25.5 rushing yards is particularly low for him, similar to Navy's run defense. Army, they're a team that limits opposing teams' possessions, so their rushing yards allowed per game doesn't always look the best. It appears that they're pretty strong, but again, looking at things like Pro Football Focus, they're a team that has also struggled against the run at times. Navy, being a triple threat option offense, they're a team that's also going to run the ball incessantly. And James Harris has actually narrowed the gap between Isaac Ruos and Harris himself in terms of this touch split at fullback. So 25.5 rushing yards is just a little bit low. We'll be hitting the over here for James Harris. We've been projected at 35 yards. And for Anderson, we had him projected at 61 rushing yards. Last one we'll do here, again, really limited board, but we're going to go to passing touchdowns. And you can find Christian Anderson at a half a touchdown here, easy under. And that's because not only is this a triple threat option offense, but Anderson has run really hot with touchdowns this year. He has 5 passing touchdowns through the air, and he's only played in 10 games. So half of the games, he's thrown a touchdown. Appears this is a pretty good line. However, we go back over a larger sample, and Christian Anderson had 2 career passing touchdowns in 2 prior years before this season. He only has 114 pass attempts, so his touchdown rate is much higher. And this is something that is bound for regression. So already efficiently priced when we factor in potential negative regression to the touchdown rate for Christian Anderson. Not to mention they're favored by 7.5 points, which should help them on the ground and lead to more rushing attempts. The under on a half a passing touchdown is the bet here. Now, only 3 today. Again, short slate, but make sure to check out PrizePicks. A ton of offers for you guys. Let me know in the comment section what your favorite bet is on PrizePicks. And we will see you for all of bowl season. But thank you guys for tuning in. Hit the thumbs up button on the way out. I'm Matt Gajewski on Twitter at Matt_Gajewski. We'll see you again next time.